Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. All right, so UFC Edmonton in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. A women's flyweight matchup. All flyweights. All the women fighting on this card are all flyweights, right? From
Lots of women's.
To Lipsky and Jasmine to this fight.
Yeah.
You got Canada's Jamey-Lyn Horth versus Croatia's Ivana Petrovic. Now, Ivana Petrovic, she just has the name of a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she seems evil.
Yeah, and then even the look she has. It's like she could play one, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
In a movie. But anyways,
and then Jamie just looks so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually looks more like a fighter though, Jamie does.
Yeah.
Now Jamie, 34 years old. Ivana is 30 years old. Ivana is I believe this is her UFC debut, is it? Wait.
I thought she fought. No, she fought and she beat. I think it's Na Liang or something.
No, she's fought twice already.
She got an arm triangle or an arm bar or something.
Yeah. So she debuted Ivana. Let's jump in with her. She debuted in July of 2023 after winning the Aries FC title.
Yeah.
And Luana Carolina, who's I feel like a lot of people think is not UFC caliber, but is in the UFC for some reason. And she lost to her in the debut. And then she fought another girl a lot of people thought shouldn't be in the UFC either and beat her in the third round arm triangle choke, which is Liang Na, right?
Yeah.
Liang Na comes from that UFC academy in China.
Okay.
She's one of the fighters that they tried to develop, but it was just too early for her. She's still super young as well.
Yeah, so she's got time.
So like before that, she dominated Aries, she was fighting, pretty decent competition. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
She does have some good wins as an amateur though. Like as an amateur, she beat Melissa Mullins, who's also in the UFC at the moment, and she beat Chanel Dyer, who fights for PFL now. She's been out here, Chanel.
Yeah.
She beat her in third round ground and pound as an amateur.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting, right? And that was in 2020. And Chanel, now she's about to fight for $100,000.
Damn.
In the European title, right?
That's incredible.
It's crazy, like how she went from what she was doing to now, like where she was. Anyways, Ivana, she has submissions, she has KOs. She has a high rate of finishes though. That's one thing that's interesting about her. She doesn't have very many fights though, which is concerning.
Yeah, I think she's pretty heavy on the grappling as well, from what I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen much because it is new. She is new to the UFC, but I think she seems pretty decently well-rounded, but definitely more on the grappling side.
Yeah. And she's she's probably won most of her fights on the ground, even if it's like TKO, it's ground and pound.
It's ground and pound, yeah.
Jamey-Lyn Horth, former LFA champion. She doesn't have very many fights either, but she's fought like, I guess, tougher competition coming up. When you look at record for record, right? She's not young. But for her, age doesn't matter because, she doesn't have that many fights. Hasn't taken much damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Her first two fights in the UFC, she's 1-1. They have the same record in the UFC. The first fight she took at bantamweight and won that fight by unanimous decision, right?
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
Yeah, well, she's a big flyweight, man. Yeah.
And then after that, in December, of 2023, which she hasn't fought yet in 2024. So her last fight was in December 2023 against Veronica Hardy, a former training partner, someone that she knows really well.
Oh, really?
And lost a split decision there. Her first loss as a professional.
Shit.
And it was against someone that she considers a friend. And she explained why, like, she let those things kind of affect
I
her.
was gonna say, like, I wonder if that played a factor.
Yeah,
So
she did.
clearly it did. She, like, when I just recently rewatched that fight, and it was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty boring. Like, neither one was truly engaging all that much. But you could really see the size difference. That's for sure. Like, Jamie is big for flyweight. But yeah, it just seemed like neither one was really engaging. So yeah, I wonder if they what what exactly did she say? She said she just like couldn't help but think that she
Yeah.
was punching her friend, or what?
Well, you know, that had to do with it, and then she just couldn't get into the rhythm
Right.
of stuff, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I guess there was like factors outside of the actual fight, maybe, that was like messing with her mind or whatnot. But
Right.
she handled the loss. You know, it was a split decision. She could have won the fight. To be
Yeah, it
honest,
was-
right.
yeah.
If she won, not many people would probably be arguing about that decision.
No.
But now she returns after like 11 months, which is a long time away, and you know she's not young. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah.
used to fight.
Yeah.
But it seems like she's recuperated, regathered herself, and made the right adjustments to come into this fight. And like you said, she's big for flyweight. Um, this is gonna be I think this will be a close fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jamie is going to definitely use her physicality to her advantage. And I think there's going to be a lot of wrestling and a lot of grappling. And if if Jamie wins, I think it might be a little more boring, to be honest, because I think it's going to be a lot of just control. Whereas I think if Petrovic can kind of, she is going to be the smaller fighter, and I do think she's a little more skilled in the grappling, and maybe she can like get into some scrambles and stuff like that. So I could see like if Petrovic, you know, can manage that and kind of use her speed and grappling and use those scrambles, then it could be a bit more of an exciting fight. But if she can't get past the like physicality and strength of Horth, then I think it might be a bit boring.
Yeah, I wonder if she will be able to like get the takedown easy, Petrovic, right?
Yeah.
Can she get to the ground, you know, with ease? Because you know physically it looks like Jamey-Lyn is damn strong, like you said.
Yeah.
She might be able to just shake her off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, she might just be timing the defense in her grappling to the point where the fight is gonna play out on the feet. I think
Yeah.
if she could get in there and like if Petrovic goes in there and she's like, oh, I'm gonna strike with her, then it's gonna be Jamey-Lyn's fight.
Yeah.
Right? But if Petrovic goes in there and is like, oh, I'm going to strike with her, try to get in tight,
Yeah.
and if Jamey-Lyn can fight that off early on, and then, like, enough to where, like, she has to kind of abandon it, then I think it's Jamey-Lyn's fight.
Yeah.
But once the grappling starts happening, and Jamey-Lyn has grappling finishes in the grappling as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they both do. They're both pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like fuck, what was I gonna say? Shit. Sorry.
It's like when she might have to not kick as much
Right.
in this fight. Like use her boxing more because you don't want to like throw your legs out there and try to
Yeah.
get tripped or whatnot.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say it's gonna be it's gonna be a really big tell, like when they first tie up. And I think we'll be able to really tell like, you know, what's gonna happen in the next coming rounds or the next coming minutes once we actually see like how those two operate once they're actually like connected. And then we can really see like if Jamey-Lyn's strength is really gonna, you know, overpower any of Petrovic's grappling, right?
I'm leaning towards Jamey-Lyn. I think she has the level of competition is a little bit higher, and I feel like the last fight, you know, kind of forced her to evolve
Right.
a little bit better and maybe make better preparations.
Right.
And she's taking this fight super seriously, like compared to maybe her other fights. Who knows? We never know how seriously fighters are taking fights, to be honest.
Yeah,
You know,
this is
people
true.
could say like, "Oh, I'm taking this fight super serious," like,
Right.
and then you see them in the gym and they're not even showing.
And they're
up to
eating a
train.
chocolate bar.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and then people are like, "What's one chocolate bar gonna do?"
Yeah, come on. I need my treat.
Exactly. It's weird, but anyways.
I'm gonna go Petrovic on this one because I could see her like, you know, I've seen grappling matches where the weights are like a bit different, and I know obviously they're weighing in at the same weight, but I do think we're gonna see a significant size difference, and I just love seeing that shit where there's this smaller opponent and they're just able to like, you know, like weasel their way into like these wild positions and somehow like get a submission, you know? So I'm rooting for Petrovic on this one.
Well, Petrovic is the underdog heading into this fight, and Horth is the favorite. You know, usually the fighter in their home country is probably the favorite, right?
Yeah,
If it's
naturally.
a level playing field, you know, like skill for skill. Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be an exciting fight, but it's gonna be a fight that determines both these like fighters' careers. Like, where do they go from here? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, um, 1 and 2 is not a good position to be in the UFC, but
No,
I think women get a little bit longer leash.
for sure. Well, there's
So,
just less women, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So they give them more opportunities. Yeah, I agree. I think it could potentially not be a very exciting fight, but I think it is a very even matchup.